Hello, and welcome back to the Girls Who Game podcast, where we talk everything gamer girl. I'm your host, Ebby. I'm a Twitch streamer and currently study esports at uni. Today's episode, we're going to be talking to our talent pool about what kind of negativity they may have encountered and in what forms these kinds of negativity show up. So, without further ado, our first question we asked them was, which platforms and genres have you found you get the most negativity from, whether that's due to your gender or in general? Here are the answers that we got.
In terms of platforms, I would say Instagram and YouTube are like the two worst from what anything I've ever experienced or anything I've ever seen from mutuals. People on those platforms are just rude, like just bored, and will say the most outrageous, out of pocket things. Um, if you've ever seen it, then you know things that I can't even say on here. Um, and just for no reason. So I personally don't post as much on those platforms, which I should, but like I don't. But I have gotten just random comments that's like, how are you bad at the game? You're like doing this, or making video, you're not even good. Just like unnecessary stuff. I've seen people comment on your skill level when you're just having fun, and it's like, please stop. And on TikTok, I rarely experience that. I feel like TikTok really pushes your algorithm towards people that are similar, luckily enough for the most part. Um, so I haven't experienced it as much on there, but Instagram, YouTube definitely are the worst. And in terms of genres, as I've said multiple million of times, I'll take it to the grave that I believe that FPS, like any game like that, um, that I've played that is male dominated is the most toxic, and where you get the most negativity just for being a woman for absolutely no reason. They automatically assume that you're trash at it, and it's just that. It's just that. I haven't experienced it with any other kind of games that I've played. Though to be fair, those FPS or shooter games are the only multiplayer games I play, so I can't say for anything else.
Okay.
That's just my little opinion.
I feel like because Twitch is my the biggest platform that I am on, and that's where also just like more random people have found me. That's where most of the negativity has been from on Twitter. I don't think I've had too many negative interactions just because of how how carefully I curate who I follow and who I interact with, but it's mostly Twitch, and also sometimes because I have a Finnish tag, some like Finns will come and comment weird stuff in Finnish. But I think that's because Twitch is like has still like more discoverability features than Twitter, in the sense if you want to actively annoy someone and get a reaction out of them.
The biggest platform I've gotten hate on is YouTube. YouTube has no filter. People have been sexist, racist, all of the above. All of the above. But at the end of the day, they're the ones boosting my video. And YouTube's algorithm is so weird. Because you'll notice YouTube really only likes specific things. Like showing my face sometimes works, but then literally I showed a video of my PC setup. A video, mind you, that pissed so many people off, but that's one of my highest viewed videos, which is sitting at about 6,000.
Oh.
So it's like, yeah, that's really, I don't know. YouTube and, ooh, Twitter, I guess, like, is more so bots saying like, oh, you should get this advertised. Twitter, I mean, not Twitter. Instagram has its moments, but it's not nearly as bad as YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter is a bit weirder because I feel like Twitter is full of hate, but it's more so just piggybacking off of other people. Like, people won't stand their ground, but if they see someone agreeing, then they're like, oh my gosh, well, I have to agree to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
But that's more so just backpacking. I wouldn't consider that genuine hate.
Okay.
I will say Twitter is so funny to get canceled on. People literally get canceled on for like liking a different Valorant skin. I feel like the most I've ever gotten is someone asking me like, "Oh, what's your rank?" Not necessarily shaming me for playing a specific game.
Okay, honestly, I stay pretty under the radar and like out of things, so I don't deal with much, to be honest. But so I don't know if there's anything that's affected me specifically, but in terms of just like things I've seen, definitely Twitter is a hot mess at the moment. It really doesn't help that the owner of the platform is a massive transphobe, a massive racist, just a terrible person. Because him being that way is going to encourage other people to be the same, because he's such a big figure. He's in charge of this platform, and I mean, him being in charge of the platform isn't good, because those kinds of people are going to be enabled. And it's just gonna, I think it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse. And I honestly think that I think that everyone else needs to find a good alternative and just all move away from it.
Yeah.
Because like even if you're not subscribing to stupid Twitter Premium or whatever, you're still supporting him and these people by being there, you know. And it's just it is just a very big just pot of negativity.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, it's always been like this, honestly, but it's considerably worse now due to these bad people being enabled more. And I mean, I would also say that there's a similar problem with TikTok. I've made it a rule to never look at TikTok comments, because they are always the worst and they are completely unmonitored. It sucks. And I don't think there's a very good like auto moderation on TikTok either, because just anything will stay up. And I once again feel like a lot of bad people are being enabled on that site. I feel like those are definitely the two big problem children for me.
Yeah, that's great. I was actually going to ask, if you haven't really experienced anything negative, is there anything that you've experienced that's positive? If you haven't, that's okay as well.
Oh yeah, I don't think I can really name anything specific, but I can say for sure that yeah, I have.
Okay.
Like I've met so many great people on the internet who have considerably improved my life and helped me improve as a person and figure out who I am and all these fun things. And I mean, I don't think I would be like where I am today or the person I am today without the people I have met and befriended online. So I would say that is one big positive thing.
Quick disclaimer, news answers for this part got very crunchy, but I still left it in because she has some great thoughts. about what she said in the Yap section. Feel free to skip, if not, enjoy.
I've made bad experience with Valorant.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of toxicity, um, and like just negative comments and like sexist comments, in voice chat,
Mm-hmm.
and I also on YouTube, like in YouTube Shorts, like there were like comments about about just women in gaming, that women don't belong to the gaming world, or like that I should read the Bible instead of gaming. It's just people with very strong opinions, and then they land into your comment section, and then it's I know they have like a negative, they want to be negative on purpose, and it's just it's interesting for me because I'm looking for the conversation with those people. Not that I slide into the DMs and then I want to discuss something more. It's more that I ask those people like questions about why and how, and then we talk a bit more in the comments. But yeah, so I think it's YouTube and Valorant for me. Another platform which I don't feel very comfortable with is Threads, because I see like I open Threads right away because a lot of like you open it and people are complaining about free, about companies not paying content creators properly, and like it's so negative.
Mm-hmm.
And then I use like socials for inspirational content. I do have filters on my on Twitter, for example, as well. I try to not allow my brain to see any kind of violence because it triggers me, and I don't want to see it. Not that I'm not aware of like certain things, but I just why would I read this and like go through and like take my time to discuss a topic which I'm really interested in and like absorb the negativity. I just try to not to be there for too long. So I think it's Threads, YouTube Shorts, and Valorant.
Actually, it was mostly affected by that I'm a woman. I found the most negativity from shooter games and MOBA games such as Dota, because in Dota, in like Russian-speaking community in Dota, they when they hear woman's voice, I know that that in English community it's the same, but in Russian-speaking community, it's so harsh that you can't even say a word. They just talk over you and they just send you all over the places, just send you away, try to block you, try to ban you. Just I feel like they're scared of women presenting. I'm sorry. So the shooter games and the MOBA games, yes. I actually right now don't have any negativity from Instagram. Uh, and right now I only get negativity from in-game chats, not from the platforms that I share my information in.
Hey guys, it's your host Ebby, and welcome to Tea Time, where we drink tea and spill the tea. In this segment, I wanted to introduce some teas and snacks that go well with said teas, while talking about some predetermined topics in between the answers that our talent pool have given us. So, for today's tea, we have Earl Grey, which was actually named after the British Prime Minister Earl Charles Grey. Now, why was his middle name the only normal name? Come on now. Anyways, Earl Grey is made from British black tea, but it is actually flavored with a fruit from China. And apparently, it helps with your digestion. Some great snacks to have with your Earl Grey are fruitcakes, tea sarnies, aka sandwiches, and of course, can't forget the scones with cream. Yum, yum, yum. So, we actually need to keep today's tea time quite short, so I thought I would make it a little bit fun this time. As summer is coming up, watch lists are probably getting ready for some new additions, so here are 10 TV shows that originally inspired from a video game. Okay, I said TV shows, but there's also just like different things like movies and web series, but we'll get to it. So, of course, need to start off with my favourite one of all time, Inazuma 11. Okay, I love this so much. It's a football game, but it's the TV show is actually an anime, and if you want a really really long term anime, I'm talking Grey's Anatomy long term. This is great because they have the first one, which is based on the original Inazuma 11 game, and then they have different seasons after that, which also correspond to specific games as well, which is pretty freaking cool. I really like it because if football was actually like this, I would be playing football. I would be up there. I would be Ronaldo's best friend. Next is VGHS, which is Video Game High School. It is a YouTube web series. It's not based off of a game per se, but more like the gaming community, and if you could go to high school and learn about playing games, which is kind of basically what I'm doing, but at uni, which is that's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'll go to video game uni. Yeah. So that's on YouTube. You can literally just search up VGHS, Video Game High School, and it's amazing. Love it. I think there's 3 seasons of it. Of course, had to include Arcane for the LOL girlies, League of Legends. It is a TV show made by Riot, which are the publishers of League of Legends. I do believe it is still on Netflix, so you guys can go watch that there. I would love if Riot could make a Valorant TV show. I would be right there. I would be screaming, oh my gosh, that's their ultimate. That is their ultimate. Oh my goodness. For number 4, we've got Cyberpunk Edgerunners, which is an anime. This is also on Netflix. It should still be there. It's great. So many positive reviews. I personally quite liked it. If you're looking for something that's sort of like, the good guys that always win, I think you're definitely like Cyberpunk Edgerunners. Yeah. It's animated, but it's really good. Now, I can't have this list without saying Pokemon. And Pokemon's cousin, Digimon. I prefer Digimon, but a lot of people, of course, know Pokemon, and that's quite long, so if you're looking for something more long-term, especially while summer's gonna be quite long this year. I mean, it's already getting hot outside. Number 6 is Sonic Underground. For those of you that know, oh my goodness, what a throwback this is. I loved Sonic Underground. I loved seeing the green one, playing drums. He was kind of fine. Anyways, next to Subway Surfers, apparently there's an animated series. I just thought, for those of you who have a little bit of the ADHD, the zoomies, Subway Surfers, the animated series, it's there for you. Next, we've got the Mario movie. There's actually multiple Mario movies and TV shows, but I just thought, the newest one, that was kind of interesting. I watched it. It was good. It wasn't bad. But apparently I'm recommending it to you guys, so maybe it was better than I thought it was. Next we have The Witcher, which is actually based on the Witcher game as well. This is on Netflix. It was like super popular with with the people that played Witcher. It's kind of similar to how Fallout is right now, which is on Amazon Prime. That's an extra one for you guys. And then last but not least, for those of you who are casual gamers, Angry Birds. They have so many movies, and there's another one coming out this year, a new one. which is crazy to me personally. So anyways, that's the end of tea time. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be passing you on to the future Ebby, who's going to introduce you to the next question. I hope you guys enjoy our talent pool's answers as much as I did, and enjoy, guys. Thanks, tea time Ebby. We had some great answers from our talent pool in the first half. We found out about where they get their negativity from, but to understand what forms they show up in, we asked, in what forms do you usually find negativities presented? For example, comments about your appearance, threats, passive aggressiveness, physical acts, tweets, video responses, etc.
So for negativity, definitely people, I guess tweets has been a one thing that literally for no reason. Recently, for example, I had some random, who I have no idea who they are. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I made my 30-day streamer challenge, right? I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about that here, but I made the little challenge for people to engage in for fun, to help creators, because that is my main goal, to give advice and help them with ideas. And some person who I literally have no idea who they are, they like retweeted it or quoted it and were like, oh, basically saying like, who are you to come up with this like challenge where this is just stuff that you need to do, and like, who are you to be trying to give advice to people when you have like barely any followers, you're not big on Twitch, people won't take advice from someone who's a nobody, basically. And I was like, sir, what? Where did this even come from? Like, everyone else is like having a grand time with it, you know, and having fun, and then there's just this random who points out like, if you're a small streamer, then you're not worth it. Meanwhile, he's also a small streamer, so I found it kind of ironic. And then any hate, I feel like for myself, and then I feel like a lot of non-male people can relate to hate targeted towards like appearance, which I've seen often, and it's like, shut up. Like, please, like, why? What does that have to do with anything? That has nothing to do with the game. It has nothing to do with the content we're creating. It's really rude. I've gotten people making comments about that, and I'm just like, bro, this is not the topic. And I've seen it with mutuals as well, and I think it's really, really rude. Like, especially for a woman, I feel like if they don't look like to a certain standard that a male wants, they'll just like immediately, that's the first thing they're gonna comment on, and it has nothing to do with anything. Just to be a butt.
Sorry.
Yes, we're not using bad words. I had to say butt.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't gotten like video responses or tweets made about me. I don't think I'm relevant enough for that yet, which I am, mind you, very thankful for. But mostly I think the negativity has been, yeah, as I mentioned, like Twitch stuff. So I've had comments made about my appearance. I feel like I get more of those when I'm wearing more revealing clothes, which I've noticed that I do less on stream in comparison to how I present myself in real life. But I also wear shirts that are a little low cut, and it might look a bit weird on camera, so that's not too big of an issue. But I've had someone like at the end of the stream ask for like an OnlyFans link when none of my content really would suggest anything like that, and nothing like that would have been the like kind of topic. And then also like weird flirting from people who have joined the stream for the first time. I think it's kind of like that kind of comments, and yeah, when even though if it's like flirting, it wouldn't be counting as negative, but the intention behind those comments is always to make you uncomfortable and make you, you know, flustered, and make you feel like you're being seen as an object instead of a person. So yeah, it's not great, but thankfully it's been pretty easy to just, you know, delete the comments, ban the people. So, and thankfully, yeah, it doesn't happen too often. But I don't think I've received any threats either so far.
Okay. Do those comments make you feel uncomfortable?
Yeah, definitely, yeah, because one thing that I like really dislike about being I mean I do say also I do call myself a woman at times, but yeah, as a woman online, and in general, I think it's always not great to feel that you're being viewed as something instead of someone. So something that can make another person feel good, whether it be physically or just like emotionally. So it also leads to me having to kind of leverage and limit the kind of attention I give and how I present that, or how I give attention to literally anyone. So it's not too great, definitely.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
I'd say more so people just commenting on how I look like because I recently, not recently, but I'm a face cam streamer. Um, More so because I like say certain things on Twitter to help people, and people again kind of downplay my stuff. I'm oh my gosh. Not even last week, like a few days ago, I posted something talking about TikTok's algorithm and how to like just ways to help you possibly grow on there with like re-uploading videos, trending sounds. And someone completely downplayed my stuff because they're like, "Well, I haven't grown on it." And I ooh, it's gonna sound so bad, but he followed me a little bit ago, and I never followed him back. But I looked at his page, and in the nicest way possible, it was all bland videos. So I feel like if people show negativity on a platform, it's more so in the form of jealousy rather than actual hatred.
Yeah.
That's like almost every single time it's been that way, unless someone literally is either a bot or has nothing to do with their life.
Okay. So you see that you find more negativity in the form of comments and
Yeah,
mostly rooted in like their jealousy because they want to grow and you've done it, but they haven't.
exactly.
Okay. Lovely.
Um, well, I don't get many comments about my appearance because I usually hide my face. And I mean, part of the reason I don't show my face is because I am I am scared of those kinds of people um, coming in and ruining all the fun. um, that's part of the reason, but I mean, I would say the most negativity I usually do face is in my own Twitch chat, because when you're um, when you're a smaller streamer, there's not so many people hanging out on the stream. Just anyone could come in and say anything, and it would just be right there in your face. Um, and I've definitely had some just uncomfortable people, some weird people, some straight up weird people who've come in, like either just like um, blatantly misgendered me despite me plastering my identity over my entire channel to hope that people will see it. And I, it's definitely hard to deal with um, those kinds of people while you're live, um, because I mean you can't just like I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's you kind of your reaction is shown in real time. You can't like edit it out or anything. Like the comments will get to me, and that will affect my mood for the rest of the stream, or someone will be maybe unknowingly being like a bit weird, or like not following like the like Twitch etiquette, like asking to join my game and over and over and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I just don't really, I just won't really know how to deal with these situations. I think I said this before, but I just kind of steer clear of like conflicts and confrontation, and like having to deal with people in just on my own in real time can be very difficult, and it definitely does.
Quick disclaimer, news answers for this part got very crunchy, but I still left it in because she has some great thoughts about what she said in the Yap section. Feel free to skip, if not, enjoy.
I can tell you a story actually about something that happened, speaking of negativity. So that's why I closed my DMs for viewers for a long time, and since I feel comfortable with my community now again, because the community became like stronger and everyone is like, I would say, more open, and like the connection is deeper than it was to that time when this happened. But I texted someone for a year on Discord, and this person I don't want to be in a relationship with this person, and we stopped having contact. And this person waited a year, like literally a year for my birthday, to reveal my dogs to me on stream. And this was like a very aggressive thing because the person not only created TikTok, like they created an account on multiple social media platforms, and upload pictures of me, or so I have a dog, and when I was out for a walk, I, for example, sent this person a picture of when I was out with my dog, and my efforts were recording where I walked. And I wanted to show this person, for example, I walked like 4 kilometers of walk. You can see the streets, you can name the streets, my location, and all these information is posted on this social media account, and they appeared on my stream with my full name. I have multiple names, and they just share all my personal information on all social medias like TikTok. TikTok. They made a Twitch account, and they made a Twitter account, and an Instagram account. I need to block all of them. Yeah. So this was a very aggressive thing what happened. And that's why I think it's very important to be safe, to make sure that you don't toxic yourself, but that you're always safe. And I think the most negativity has in comments, I would say, because people can be anonymous even though they have an account, like they can create an anonymous account and comment there. Because in like video response, for example, they show their voice, their face, so they can be as anonymous as they are if it's a comment or thing.
And these comments, are they on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, or is it like or everywhere?
Oh, I think it's like for me, it just happened on YouTube. I haven't seen anything on Twitter, or probably because of the. I always try to train my algorithm that I see only what I want to see by setting filters, or by engaging only with the accounts I know that I get similar things suggested. So for example, if I would if I see something which triggers me and I would interact with this, of course I will see more of this, right? So I'm trying not to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's YouTube shorts for me.
Yeah, it just mostly comments about that, about my voice or about my way of speech, about my speech, about that I'm just a woman and I need to go make sandwiches, you know.
That's only just in game, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Welcome to the Yap segment where I get to yap at the public, aka you guys. In today's episode, we talked about the kinds of negativity our talent pool face and how this negativity formed within their game space. We wanted to ask questions that would provoke them to think about which platforms and game genres they get the most negativity from, and whether that was something that was tied towards their gender or if it was just a more generic negativity from their audience. So, let's get into it. Okay, so I went through all of the transcripts and made a quick tally of how many times a social media platform was mentioned for having negativity. Okay, Twitter had 3, Instagram had 1, but Hori mentioned that she got 0 negativity from there, so I might have to put a -1 and +1 -1 equals 0. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Then Twitch had 1, which came from Immi, mostly because she can't really vet. She can't really check who enters her channel before they come in to her channel. So that was why she said Twitch. YouTube had 3, so that's tied in with Twitter. And I believe someone specifically mentioned YouTube Shorts. Now, this is one that I wasn't expecting. Someone said Threads. I don't use Instagram like that. I don't use Instagram, and I just feel like Threads is a bit redundant, especially when Twitter unfortunately is still relevant. But they basically mentioned how Threads was just a whole bank of negativity. The moment they open up the app, they just see people complaining, unfortunately. Now, TikTok was an interesting one. Tooz mentioned TikTok was negative for them and that they weren't comfortable with TikTok because the people who had negative opinions tended to just be enabled more on TikTok, and they made it a thing where they would just completely ignore comments on there because it seems like that they were unmonitored. However, Astra actually mentioned that she rarely experiences negativity on TikTok. And she goes on to say that TikTok really pushes your algorithm towards people that are similar. So, in this case, similar to yourself, and of course, people that are interested in your content. So, if you post baking videos, then you would be on quote unquote baking talk, and that's sort of what she meant by that. That you kind of be it'll be pushed towards a certain demographic of people. Now, in terms of games and genres, Hori mentioned she actually mostly got negativity from shooters and MOBAs. So MOBA actually means massively online battle arenas, and these kind of games are like Smite and League of Legends, but Hori specifically mentioned Dota, which, fun fact, that stands for Defense of the Ancients, which is pretty darn cool. And Nu mentioned Valorant specifically, where she got negativity in voice chat, and they would usually end up just being sexist comments. And Astra also just mentioned FPS as a genre as a whole, so shooters have been mentioned 3 times at this point, which is literally half of our talent pool. That's so crazy. When talking about the forms of negativity our talent pool got, no one said that they got anything like video responses or physical threats, which may sound like it's a good thing, right? But some others still got some concerning experiences that they were comfortable enough to share with us in this episode. So, Nu was talking about how she was talking to a guy on Discord, but then he found out that actually she wasn't looking for a romantic relationship with him. And so instead of, saying, okay, that's fine, and moving on. He waited until her birthday and doxed her on platforms that she was on. Platforms, not even one. He doxed her on Twitch while she was live, doxed her on, I believe, TikTok. He made a separate account on TikTok. And due to this whole debacle, the whole experience, she had to close her DMs from viewers for a while. I believe they're back open now. Kudos to New, because that's horrifying. Many of our talent pool got comments made about them in some shape or form. Astra, Immi, Tamara all had comments based around their appearance, while Hori had comments about her voice and the way she speaks. Tooz mentioned that they are a PNG tuber, and so they don't really get comments made about them or their appearance, but one of the reasons they actually got a PNG tuber or became a PNG tuber is because they are scared that they may get comments about their appearance. Anyways, yap over. That's it for this episode. There is so much I want to talk about, but so little time. I try to make these episodes as close to 40 minutes as possible. See you guys for episode 5, which is the final episode. Oh my gosh. That's the episode that will conclude this series. Exciting but sad at the same time. We will be discussing about how our talent pool face challenges and actually tackle them, and they will also be giving us some advice for streamers and content creators, new or old. Well, until then, bye!